Hey guys, Cole here, playing some more Gnomoria. And today I wanted to go over some more of the workbenches that I didn't go over last time, because there is a lot of workbenches, specifically the blacksmith ones I wanted to get into about. I was going to do it on my other file, but I wasn't paying attention, and all my gnomes started attacking a bear and killing themselves. So we're doing it on my main file, where I have, I'm in the 12th day of winter on the 2nd year. I've got quite a bit going. But I wanted to go over the blacksmith benches specifically because they can be kind of confusing. See, the first thing you got to build is a forge, because you need to make anvils for the other blacksmith benches. Now let's see, a forge requires a mold, a hearth, and bellows. Let's see, a mold, a hearth, and bellows. Those are made at... Let's see, there's a hearth. The mold is made here at the stonemason. And then the bellows is made, I believe, at the carpenter. There it is, yeah. So you need to get a stonemason in order to do that. But let's see, what does it take to do the stonemason? Workshop, stonemason is workbench, chair, and chisel. So that you can make at the carpenter's bench. Or even the crude workshop, I think. Chair, workbench, chisel. So you have to start... Okay, so you get the stonemason, then you make a forge, and then with this forge you can make a blacksmith. Because with the blacksmith you'll need to make hammers, I believe. Let's see. Build, workshop, metal. So for a blacksmith it requires an anvil, the hearth and the bellows. So we make the anvil at the forge, and then you make the blacksmith, and then from the blacksmith you can make, let's see, let's try a weaponsmith. Okay, so here we need an anvil and a ball-peen hammer. So the ball-peen hammer is made at the blacksmith, anvil's made at the forge, and then a hearth and bellows. And then I think it's basically the same thing for the armor as well. So that's the chrome trail that you have to follow in order to get all of those things. It's kind of annoying, but I mean, once you have everything set up, you don't really need to create anymore. I've only got one, and that suffices me. But so let's say you want to start making some armor. Well, in order to start making armor, you'll need to make armor plates. Now, earlier I had said that it's better to save up your copper and tin to make bronze. And so this is where the auto-crafting ingredients will screw you. Because if you say to do something, they'll make it out of any material. Because I specifically would tell them to make something bronze, and they would still like make me copper. And so it's just better just to have them do it one at a time without crafting missing ingredients. Just craft the armor plates, and then craft the helmet. Craft like bronze armor plates, and then craft bronze, let's see, helmet out of bronze armor plates. And the padding is going to be made out of cotton. And then leather, you're also going to need leather. So let's look at the cotton. We're going to need padding for a helmet. So say we want to make a helmet. We'll need to go to the tailor in order to make padding. Now, how do you make a tailor? Let's go there. Workshop. Cloth. That's what it is. Tailor. So you'll need a bone needle for the tailor shop. Well, how do you get a bone needle? So let's go look at that. Workshop. I think it's under miscellaneous, and a bone carver is what you're going to need. So we'll need a knife, a chair, and a table. I think you can actually make the knife here at the carpenter's. Yeah? Maybe I'm wrong. No, I'm wrong. Where do you make a knife? Is that the forge? Blacksmith? No. Where do you make a knife at? So you'll need to make a knife at the stonemason. I had to go look through it. So you have to make a knife and a chair, and I think it was like a workbench or something like that, for the bone carver. So you need the stonemason first before you need a bone carver before you can get the tailor. And you'll need bone in order to create a bone needle. So what you'll need to do is kill basically anything that comes in your territory, as in animal wise, or if you get a farm going, or a pasture with animals going, you can slaughter them and butcher them for leather and all that. I had a lizard. There it is, right there. I had a lizard come in my territory earlier, so I had some of my guardians go kill it. I called my military. What do they call them? Squad. I got this squad named as guards, and so they guard my front entrance as well. But yeah, I'm gonna have that lizard. I'm gonna go butcher up, and I can get meat and leather from it at the butcher's table. Which, let's see what it takes to build that. I don't remember exactly. Food or drink, butcher shop, table, chair, and knife. Okay, so it also requires basically the same things. So which is pretty easy. Just get the stonemason, make knives for bone carver and butcher shop, and then once you get some bone, whether you slaughter one grown animals, which you should wait till you have more than 2. I'd wait till you at least have 4 or 5, and then start butchering, because you want them to breed. They'll breed, I think, once a season. Not season, but once a year? I'm not sure, I have to look that up exactly. But they breed very slowly. Like, I've never actually slaughtered any. I think I've had a couple killed, goblins killed them, but I've never actually slaughtered my own. Just for the leather. And so this is year 2, and they've only bred so much. So anyway, so you follow that breadcrumb trail to get to the tailor, and then you can actually grow cotton out here. I've got some cotton farms, which there should be plenty, just spawn naturally. Yeah, this right here, wild cotton. And there's strawberries right there. And you'll get seeds from those cotton plants, so you can make your own farms and all that. So we'll make padding there. We'll get the leather from this leather worker. Let's see what it takes to make that. Leather worker. Table, chair, knife. Okay, pretty simple. So we'll need a leather worker in order to make straps, I think, is what a lot of it calls for. You can make leather armor, but, I mean, bronze armor is just so much stronger. So let's see, that was a helmet. So we'll need padding and leather straps. Okay, so that's that. And then for the weaponsmith, you will need hilts, which you can make at the carpenter. I've got some actually made, set onto a cube, so I constantly have hilts on hand. Okay, and also there's a furnace. If you're having trouble finding coal, you can turn logs into coal. I think that's all of these, yeah. Well, the butcher table, that. There's also a smelter, which if you get a lot of when you kill the goblins that come every season, they'll bring in like worn, crappy weapons, worn swords and things like that, and pieces of armor, which here you can smelt down into bars that you can recycle. So you have a loom here. So it takes to make the loom. I think the loom is pretty easy to make, actually. Yeah, you can build one out of carpenter, right? Yeah, loom right there, and it'll require like a chair and table or something like that. But so the loom's pretty easy right there. And here's the workbenches we went over last time. The carpenter, the sawmill. Let's see. I also have a distillery and a kitchen. Distillery turns strawberries into strawberry wine and other fruits into wine. And the kitchen, you can take that meat that you get from the animals you kill and your wheat and turn it into bread and sausages and sandwiches. So the better food, it'll fill them up better, your gnomes, so they'll stay fuller longer. I also wanted to go over. Oh, I do have. I'm gonna show you my guards a little more extensively. I have started building a wall over my territory. It's not pretty, but it works. There's only one entrance to it, which is where my guards are guarding, at a training ground. I built them. You can have them sit on patrol. Military training ground. You can make these training dummies. I think it's a carpenter. But you can have them sit outside the gate or sit by the gate or patrol the area. But if they're at a training ground, they'll constantly work on their military skills, their like sword skill or whatever, or hammer skill, whatever they have. and so they'll be better fighters by training. And it kind of works as a guard station too. If anything wants to come in, it has to come in through this front door, and they're right there. And I built this little station out here for them. I decorated it so they get better sleep. And here's some food there. Because what would happen was a lot of them were running all the way over here to get food, or all the way over here to sleep. And so I just built this little guard station for them out here. And here they have a table they can... I had to build this because they would get food, but they'd go all the way up here to my great hall in order to eat. So I just built a little break room right here. But yeah, this is my guard station. They're just here 24/7. Let's see, I've built a well out here. Water supply. I've started building quite a bit of wine though, so I haven't needed it as much. Here's my market stalls for whenever I can get a merchant. Which, let's see, I would send out for an ambassador. There's one already en route. So I'd send out for an ambassador, and once the ambassador gets here, I was saying earlier that I have this room designated for ambassadors, but they just come and they hang out in the Great Hall. That's all they do. So I don't know if you actually do absolutely need one for the ambassador. Like the wiki says that you do, but they just hang out in the Great Hall. So maybe you just need a Great Hall. I think that's all I wanted to go over today. I just wanted to make a short little video. But I mean, that's pretty much as far as I've gotten. I did make a mistake, I will note, of gathering way too much food, and I had Mance attack me, which is these guys right here. And I lost one of my best guards, D-Berry. I was really sad about that. But these Mance are heavily armored, and most of my guards are outfitted with swords, and blunt weapons is what damages them best. I only have one with a hammer. So it is a good idea to have them mixed, maybe a few swords, a few hammers, maybe even some axes. I don't know. I have had a gnome somewhere around here that's hopping really slowly. She had her leg cut off by a skeleton that was that had an axe. So maybe axes are pretty good if you want to dismember people. Also, I don't know if I went over this last time, but once you go to level 8 and below while mining, in the darkness, monsters will spawn, Minecraft style. And so instead of going through and lighting up all of my rooms and everything, all these hallways, what I've done is I've just blocked them off with dirt. Which is pretty much the easiest way to handle it. I've mined out quite a bit. I think I'm on level 9 right now as I'm mining out. But yeah, it's a good idea to just kind of to mine out a little bit of an area and then come back and block it off, just so that because I had skeletons spawning in for quite a while at one point. It became really annoying, but it's just something you got to watch out for. Just one of the dangers in Gnomoria. And here I have a orchard where I went and got a bunch of clippings from some orange trees and made a grove here, so they go and gather the fruits. This is my just wood grove where I can just grow and gather wood from. But I mean, that's pretty much it. Just continuation of this, and maybe expanding your kingdom out, decorating a little more, getting more gnomes every season, outfitting more in guards. I mean, soon enough you'll get enough to where you can start specializing. There she is. She's so slow. She's got her leg chopped off. But yeah, I mean, that's Gnomoria right there. That's about as far as I've gone, is this right here. But thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. One last thing I forgot was these very important workbenches over here. Completely slipped my mind. I mean, you do have a gem cutter over here. I will go over that. Where you can basically take those gems that we had down there and turn them, and cut them, and then you can make a jeweler, I think is what it's called. Where you can actually turn them into, where you turn into jewelry. And that's just mostly for money. But these little workbenches are extremely important. I completely forgot them. The first one I think you need is a machine shop, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look here. Mechanism? No, not yet. Okay. Tinker's bench requires wrench. Okay, yeah. So, well, first what you'll need to do is make a machine shop so that you can make wrenches. And with that wrench, you can make the Tinker's workbench. And what the Tinker's Workbench does is your gnomes will sit down and invent new things that you can build at the engineer shop. Eventually, that's how you get, I believe it's crossbows and guns, is through this Tinker's Workbench, and was it prosthetic limbs? Because I was trying to get a prosthetic limb for so long, I couldn't figure it out how to get it for this girl, because she just, poor Eve, man, she just takes so long to get anywhere. So I need a prosthetic limb, but I'll have to research it, and the research takes a while. Is it going? Here it goes. I mean, that progress bar fills up very slowly, so it's actually a pretty good idea to get that going soon. I think the wrench you can just make out of any bar of metal, so you can actually do it as soon as you've got this set up, pretty much. The forge set up, I think, isn't it? Because you can make bars here, yeah. So really, as soon as you got the forge set up, I would suggest getting a Tinker's Workbench and getting it going, because, man, it takes a while. I actually made mine pretty late. They've only finished researching one thing, and that was just parts for other things. So that's actually very important, and I completely forgot it, and so that's all. Now I'm done. Goodbye.